Blue Sky Studios has created a plethora of beloved animated films featuring memorable villains. While these antagonists often add excitement and tension to the stories, their actions would have serious legal consequences in the real world. Let's explore what charges some of Blue Sky's most notorious villains would face if they were brought to justice. Captain Gut from Ice Age, Continental Drift. Captain Gut, the fearsome pirate orangutan from Ice Age, Continental Drift, would face an array of serious charges in the real world. His primary crime, piracy, involves commandeering ships and stealing valuable possessions on the high seas, which is a major offense under maritime law. Additionally, Captain Gut's kidnapping of Manny, Sid, and Diego adds to his list of charges, showcasing his willingness to detain and endanger others for his gain. His numerous attempts to kill these characters would be classified as attempted murder, further solidifying his reputation as a dangerous criminal. Lastly, his theft of precious items, whether it be treasure or essential supplies, underscores his complete disregard for the law. If brought to justice, Captain Gut would likely face life imprisonment, given the gravity and multitude of his crimes.
Saved?
Wait!
Oh, thank goodness.
Dump the wench too.
Nigel from Rio and Rio 2. Nigel, the vengeful cockatoo from Rio and Rio 2, would face significant legal consequences for his numerous criminal activities. His repeated kidnappings of blue and other birds highlight his dangerous propensity for holding innocent creatures against their will, which constitutes kidnapping. Nigel's cruel treatment of animals, including physical abuse and exploitation, would lead to charges of animal abuse, reflecting his callous disregard for the well-being of other creatures. His various schemes to kill Blue and Jewel, driven by his desire for revenge, amount to attempted murder. Additionally, his intricate plans to disrupt and harm his targets involve conspiracy, showcasing his involvement in orchestrating illegal activities. If brought to justice, Nigel would likely face a long prison sentence, compounded by the severity of his actions towards endangered species. Rudy from Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Rudy, the gigantic albino baryonyx from Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, would be charged with several serious crimes if brought to justice. His relentless and aggressive pursuit of Buck and his friends clearly constitutes assault, as he consistently tries to harm them with his enormous size and strength. Rudy's destructive rampages through the underground dinosaur world result in significant damage to the environment and property, leading to charges of destruction of property. Moreover, his repeated and deliberate attempts to kill various characters, including Buck, add attempted murder to his list of offenses. Given the dangerous nature of his actions and the threat he poses to others, Rudy would likely be deemed an extreme menace to society and face substantial legal repercussions, potentially resulting in long-term containment or other severe penalties. Dr. Zara from Ferdinand. Dr. Zara, the unethical scientist from Ferdinand, would face severe legal consequences for her actions. Her blatant disregard for animal welfare through cruel and inhumane treatment would lead to multiple counts of animal cruelty. Dr. Zara's involvement in illegal genetic experimentation, manipulating animals' genetics for her own gain, would further compound her legal troubles, as such actions are heavily regulated and punishable by law. Additionally, her conspiratorial activities aimed at exploiting animals for profit demonstrate a calculated intent to commit crimes, resulting in conspiracy charges. If brought to justice, Dr. Zara would likely face extensive prison time, hefty fines, and a permanent ban from any scientific or animal-related work, reflecting the serious nature of her offenses. Captain Chantal Dubois from Madagascar 3. Europe's Most Wanted. Captain Chantal Dubois, the relentless animal control officer from Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, would face a multitude of serious charges in a real-world legal scenario. Her obsessive pursuit of the Madagascar animals leads her to commit obstruction of justice, as she repeatedly ignores legal boundaries and international laws to capture them. Her position of authority, which she abuses to achieve her goals, would result in charges of abuse of power. Additionally, Dubois' cruel and inhumane treatment of animals throughout her pursuit clearly constitutes animal cruelty. Her attempts to detain and capture the animals against their will would also be classified as kidnapping. If brought to justice, Captain Dubois would likely face a significant prison sentence and permanent removal from her position, reflecting the severity of her actions and her misuse of authority. Soto from Ice Age. Soto, the vengeful leader of the saber-toothed tiger pack in Ice Age, would face several serious charges if brought to justice. His primary crime is conspiracy, as he orchestrates a plan with his pack to kill the human baby, Roshan, as part of his revenge against the humans. This premeditated plan also involves numerous acts of assault, as Soto and his pack aggressively attack Manny, Sid, and Diego in their attempts to capture the baby. Furthermore, Soto's deliberate and repeated efforts to kill the baby constitute attempted murder, highlighting his intent to cause fatal harm. If tried for his crimes, Soto would likely receive a severe punishment, including a lengthy prison sentence, reflecting the calculated and violent nature of his actions. Zeta from the Angry Birds Movie 2. Zeta, the villainous leader of Eagle Island in the Angry Birds Movie 2, would face severe legal consequences for her actions. Her primary crime, terrorism, involves using a superweapon to create fear and destruction, intending to force the inhabitants of Bird and Piggy Islands to evacuate. Zeta's deliberate and widespread destruction of property through her ice-powered weapon would add multiple counts of property destruction to her charges. Furthermore, her calculated attempts to kill the residents of both islands constitute attempted murder, showcasing her willingness to endanger and take lives to achieve her goals. If brought to justice, Zeta would likely face a life sentence or an equivalent punishment, reflecting the gravity and impact of her heinous crimes. Riff Raff from Robots. Riff Raff, the leader of the outmoded robot gang in Robots, would face significant legal repercussions for his involvement in a range of criminal activities. As the head of an organized crime syndicate, Riff Raff orchestrates numerous illegal operations, which would lead to charges of organized crime. His gang's frequent thefts of valuable parts and components from other robots would add multiple counts of theft to his list of offenses. Additionally, Riff Raff's participation in and encouragement of violent acts against other robots would result in charges of assault. If brought to justice, Riff Raff would likely face a lengthy prison sentence, reflecting the seriousness of his organized criminal activities and his direct involvement in theft and violence. General Zhong from Astro Boy. General Zhong, the ruthless antagonist from Astro Boy, would face the gravest charges if held accountable for his actions. His use of the Peacekeeper robot to annihilate Metro City constitutes genocide, as its actions result in the mass extermination of innocent lives. His brutal tactics and disregard for human life during conflicts would also lead to charges of war crimes, given the widespread destruction and suffering he causes. Additionally, General Zhong's unlawful imprisonment of citizens and use of force to maintain control highlight his authoritarian regime's oppressive nature. If brought to justice, General Zhong would likely face life imprisonment or even the death penalty, reflecting the extreme severity and inhumanity of his crimes. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Blue Sky villains and their hypothetical legal repercussions, don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing content.